In today's video, I'm gonna show you how you can create the most beautiful Easter centerpiece for your table. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I am so excited you guys are here today because in this video I'm gonna show you how you can create your very own Easter spring centerpiece for your Easter celebration this year. I'm also gonna show you how I'm going to set my table for Easter, and I really hope that you are as excited as I am. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you already subscribed, well, don't forget to turn the notification bell on because you will not want to miss any of the future uploads. Remember, we have a brand new video every Sunday morning for you to be inspired. All right, so let's get started with this video, and right now I'm gonna share with you all the materials you're going to need. All right, everyone, the materials we're gonna use for this fabulous Easter centerpiece is going to be 2 blocks of foam and a little tray from the dollar store. I'm also going to need one of these LED operated candles, and these are some of my favorite candles because they come with a remote, so I don't have to worry about going in there and turn them on. It also comes with a timer, and they're going to be linked down below. And then also this glass hurricane that you guys know I like to use the hurricane and change it for other items as time progresses. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna use a selection of Easter lilies, which is my mother's favorite flower. And we're gonna use a selection of greenery. I have all kinds of greenery. I'm gonna use 5 or 6 monstera leaves, and I went ahead and spray painted them gold along with some roses that I had in cream. I just went ahead and gave them a little spray paint on gold with florist paint. Remember that if you are spray painting florals, it has to be done with a florist paint so you don't like really soak the flowers. I'm gonna link the gold one down below that I used, all right? So I need 2, 4, 5 of these monstera leaves. I'm gonna use a selection of white mums and then also some of this white lilac, as well as some of the moss that you guys know by now I am so obsessed with. All right, let me clear this real quick. Oh, and also I'm gonna use, of course, my favorite wire cutters. I'm gonna clear this real quick and I'll be right back to give you step number 1. Okay, so now that you know all of the materials you're going to be needing for this Easter centerpiece, it's time to get started. Okay, so step number 1 is going to be to green our mechanics. And if you guys have seen me before do a centerpiece, you know that I like to put the hurricane first, and then I like to press it down really hard so I can see the circle where my hurricane is gonna sit, and that way I can insert the greenery from there. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of this Spanish moss that I got at Walmart, and I'm gonna go ahead and cover all of the perimeter of this container because when you're seeing through, it all covers some of the foam. We're gonna put some foliages, but we just wanna make sure that we have that extra layer of greenery. All right, so I'm gonna start with a palm, and you guys probably have seen this before. So what happens on the left happens on the right, and what goes up must come down. And that is probably the best way to remember how to balance any floral bouquet. And then when you are going to the front, remember to go ahead and spin it around so you can repeat the exact same motion, and that way you give your centerpiece some balance. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here, go in the opposite direction. So immediately I'm going to spin around, and as you guys can see, it just gives that coverage to your foam. So what happens on the left happens on the right, and I'm going to add one more right here. So I have some of these monsteras that I painted gold, but I left some green ones just for texture. So I'm gonna add one right here, and then I'm going to spin around. Remember, it's just easier if you spin around, and grabbing my favorite wire cutters. You guys know those cut like butter, and they are linked down below. All right, so cut a corner of them. Now, because I have 2 monsteras, cut a corner right here, and I only have 2, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring one of these eucalyptus, and I'm going to do the opposite, and then we spin around, and we're going to repeat with our eucalyptus right here. And so now I want to do some on the top, so I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here, then I'm gonna spin around. And the secret is on the spinning, you guys. You probably know this by now because I've done so many centerpieces that you know that the secret is on the spinning around. So I'm gonna add one right here. All right, so that is our greenery, and as you guys can see, it's very well balanced. The whole perimeter of my centerpiece is covered. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab the gold monsteras that I spray painted with my spray paint. Remember that if you're going to spray paint any florals, it has to be done with a florist spray, because a regular spray is just too thick and it will soak the materials. These are made out of silk fabric, and so there's a special solution. I will link it down below so you guys can spray paint. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do one right here, and remember to just give it a little spin. I'm gonna spin my container. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. So I have 4, and I want them to be towards the bottom right here. So I'm going to do cut a corner right here. I'm gonna add one right here. And that's just gonna give it that little glam look that I'm going for, because I wanna do an all white centerpiece, but I wanted just a little touch of gold. And look how pretty this looks, just like this, with that little touch of gold. And we're gonna give it another touch of gold with the roses that I also spray painted outside. Let me get my florals ready and I'll show you step number 2. Oh, hello. Hey, I want to take a second to invite you to come join me on my Instagram for daily Insta stories, behind the scenes, and all of the things that you don't get to see here on YouTube. The links to all of my social medias are going to be linked down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, so I have all of my white flowers ready right here. I have some of these really pretty mums. I have lilac, and remember I show you how I store my flowers together. I just put a rubber band right here, and then I do little bundles and store them like that, so that way they're all together. And I also have some Easter lilies as well, because it's an Easter centerpiece. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my hurricane right here. I'm gonna set it down, make sure that all of the green is out of the way, and I'm gonna start with a medium-sized mums, and I'm going to start up here. So I'm going to do 1 up. And remember to work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So I'm going to add 2 over to this side. I'm gonna do a triangle, and I'll show you right here what I'm doing. I'm gonna do a triangle of 3 right here. So that way I have the 3, then I'm gonna spin all the way around. Remember to always do that spinning around, because that's what's going to really balance your bouquet. So I'm gonna do a set of 2 over here. 1 up, 1 down, like that. And then I'm going to spin right here. I'm gonna do a triangle. So I have my 2 corners right here. So I'm gonna put one right here to create that triangle that we always talk about when you are balancing your bouquet, like that. So that way I have flowers all the way around, as you guys can see. 3, 2, and 1, 3, 2, and 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab the gold roses that I gilded. And I just love it because we're gonna use some gold placemats. So I'm gonna take them out of this little container right here. And I'm going to start in the area where I had only 1, which is right here. I'm going to do 2 of them to create that triangle. And you also want to keep in mind that you wanna do clusters of flowers like this, because it really makes more of an impact, okay? So right here where we have the 2, I'm gonna just insert 1, and when we have right here a space, we're gonna add a set of 3. 1, 2. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find that foam when I'm looking down, but like that. Look how pretty this is, you guys. Gold and white. It is my favorite combination for Easter. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get this lilac free from its rubber band. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this lilac. Remember, what goes up must come down. This is gonna be our flyaway. Okay, so I'm gonna spin around just a little, and I'm gonna insert one right here in the middle. You just wanna go ahead and start spinning around your centerpiece and doing 1 up, 1 down. When it comes down to the flyaways, that's how they work. You just have to go ahead and put 1 up, 1 down, and that's what's gonna give it all the texture that we're going for. I'm gonna put one right here and then 1 down. And I just love this gilded, you guys. It's going to look so beautiful with all of the tablescape that I'm getting ready to put together for you. 1 up, 1 down. We'll spin around a little bit, and I'm going to do one here, 1 up, 1 down. And then I'm gonna spin a little bit, and then I'm gonna add one right here. Make sure that I don't get into my rose. All right, so that's all of our flyaways. So now the star of the show is going to be these Easter lilies that I got from Walmart. they still have them available. So I'm going to do is I'm going to cut short, and then I'm going to add some of these lilies. Look how pretty that is. Easter lilies just mean so much to me because a few years ago I got to decorate the cathedral in Topeka where I worked, and the smell the next day was just absolutely glorious. It just smelled like, that's what I imagine heaven to smell like, so beautiful. And it was all white flowers, all lilies, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So you just go ahead and add some lilies wherever you see a spot, like right here. And I'm going to go ahead and add one more. Let me see if I have one more right here. I love this one with the little bud. How cute is that? So I'm gonna cut short. And then I'm going to add right here, moving some of these flowers. And look how beautiful this is. I feel like we need a flower right here. There is a gap. So I'm going to add another Easter lily right there. Just like that. Now our centerpiece is ready. Who doesn't like a beautiful all white Easter centerpiece for the Easter celebration? Well, there's a few more details that I want to add to this centerpiece and it'll be finished. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put my candle right here, and then I'm going to put my hurricane down, and I'm gonna turn my candle on with my little remote, and this is what our centerpiece for Easter looks like. Now I do have another little detail that I want to show you guys real quick. I have this cute little bunny. I'm gonna put my centerpiece over here to the side, and what I want to do is I'm just gonna grab one of my skewers. You guys know that I have these skewers, and I went ahead and spray painted it gold on the back because it was not spray painted. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little glue right here, and then I'm going to put my skewer down and just press it down for a few seconds while that hot glue hangs on to it. I'm gonna break a little bit of the bottom, and I'm gonna bring my centerpiece back, and then I'm going to add this bunny right here and the cattywampus. And look how cute this is. All right, so now that this gorgeous Easter centerpiece DIY is finished, it's time to take you inside and show you how I'm gonna set my table for Easter. Come with me. All right, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed this Easter centerpiece DIY, and I really hope that you learned something from it and you will apply it for your Easter centerpiece DIY for your very own tablescape this Easter. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share with a friend. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you already subscribed, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you're notified about every single update. You will not want to miss any of them this spring and summer. If you want to see more centerpieces, I'm gonna link them right here, or you can watch more videos right now. Consider subscribing, and until next time, bye.